my dear child, cameras are flashing, people are murmuring, and the authorities are keeping everyone at bay. But this isn't a scene from a film, nor is it a news story, it's something that just unfolded moments ago. Yes, my dear, a woman has crashed her car. While the world may see just another tragedy, I want you to understand the reality. The woman in that car is someone you need to know about. So, who was she? Why am I sharing this with you? And most importantly, is she still alive? Because what the rescuers found inside her vehicle will not only astonish the world, but it could also land her in jail if she survives. So, let's get started. Yes, my dear, it's true. A chaos has erupted in the streets because a woman has just crashed her car. The scene resembles a storm. People surrounding the crash are yelling. Some are whispering in fear, and cameras are flashing, eager to capture the perfect moment. Amidst all this, the authorities rush in. They cordon off the area with warning tape. They erect danger signs because the chaos is spiraling out of control. This turmoil has only added to their challenges. While they are securing the area, they are also trying to keep everyone back. People are pushing forward. Everyone wants to witness the scene. But it is far too perilous. Yes, my dear. Inside that mangled car was a woman. Her body was crushed. Her life was hanging by a thread. The ambulance did not hesitate. It moved swiftly, immediately, without delay. Because even a moment lost could mean the difference between life and death. But before you ask me, dear Lord, who was she in that car? I must pause you because there is something disturbing, something concerning, something urgent that I need to share. When the rescuers pried open the doors of that car, they were taken aback, not only by the broken woman inside but also by what else was in that vehicle. Yes, my dear. What they found inside that car was darker than anyone could have anticipated. And I can assure you of this with certainty. If this woman survives, she won't walk out a free person. Instead, she will enter prison. The lingering question is, what exactly did they discover in her car? And who is this woman whose existence now hangs between the confines of a hospital and the bars of a prison? That, my dear child, I will disclose shortly. So, if you are prepared to uncover the complete truth, spare me the next 9 minutes, as I will share everything in detail. Let's get started. My dear child, to understand the truth of what the rescuers found, I need to take you back a few hours before the crash. Yes, my dear. This tale did not commence with crumpled metal and blaring sirens. It began when she exited her apartment, a leather bag in hand, her eyes scanning the street. But she wasn't on her way to the market. She wasn't heading to work either. No, she had a covert mission. She got into her car, turned the key, but nothing happened. Just silence. She tried again. Still nothing. That was her first warning. She should have halted right there. But she didn't. She chose to ignore it. When the engine finally roared to life on the third attempt, she believed she had conquered the silence. But in reality, she was merely stepping closer to her destiny. Minutes later, on a dark and desolate street, the car stalled again. That was her second warning, yet again, she disregarded it. This time, a mechanic happened to be nearby. He opened the hood, inspected it, and shook his head. Nothing wrong, he stated. And yet, when she turned the key once more, the car started again, and she continued on her way. Hours went by until she arrived at an abandoned lot, quiet and empty, except for one man waiting. He approached her. She handed him the leather bag filled with cash. After counting it, he opened her trunk. Then he began loading it with packages. Not just any packages, but heavy ones wrapped in foil and covered in paper. She didn't inquire about the contents because she already knew. Once it was finished, they shook hands, and she drove away. But her grip on the wheel was firm. Her heart raced because she understood that what she was carrying could ruin her. And my dear child, those very packages were the cause of her accident, the reason she is battling for her life, and the reason she could end up in prison if she survives. So now I ask you, do you want to uncover what those packages truly were and how they sealed her fate even before the crash occurred? If so, please give me your final moments because I am about to disclose everything. Let's get started, my child. As she drove back with those packages concealed in her car, the silence was shattered. A sound cut through the streets. Sirens blared, relentless, and flashing lights filled her rearview mirror. Red, blue, blinding. Instantly, her heart began to race. Her palms became clammy. Her breath grew heavy as she feared the police were pursuing her. She believed her secret was finally out. She thought her time had run out. But here's the twist, my child. Those officers weren't after her at all. They were chasing someone else. Someone far ahead, someone she didn't even know. Yet fear has a way of distorting reality, doesn't it? Fear makes you think the entire world is against you. Fear blinds you to the truth. And in that moment of panic, she made her biggest mistake. She pressed her foot down harder, faster, as if speed could outrun her conscience. But the faster she drove, the less control she had. The road became a blur, her grip tightened, and her heart raced like a dramatic doom until it finally happened. In an instant, the very thing she dreaded most came to pass. The car spun out, tires screeched, metal crumpled, glass shattered, and she crashed. But my child, this was no ordinary crash. Because when the officers arrived at the scene, what they found inside that wreck was more than just broken steel, it was more than shattered glass, it was her secret, her crime, her darkness laid bare. And not only did it expose the truth she was hiding, it revealed something far more unsettling. Because within that car was evidence of a trap. A trap she was setting. Not for strangers, not for foes, but for you. Yes, my child. The wreckage unveiled the scheme that was designed to ruin your future. And now you need to understand what was truly concealed within those packages. And why were they directly linked to you? Yes, my child. Because when the officers opened that vehicle, they didn't merely discover shattered glass. They didn't just observe mangled metal. No, they uncovered packages. But these were not ordinary packages, nor were they harmless. These were heavy, wrapped in foil, sealed securely, and filled with poison. Enough drugs to ruin lives. Enough to engulf generations. Enough to imprison her for the rest of her life. But here's the truth that will rock you to your core. Those drugs were never intended for her. They were never meant for her home or her possession. No, my child, they were intended for you. Her scheme was darker than the night she drove through because she planned to plant them in your car, in your home, to remain in your name, to dismantle everything I have been building with you. But child, do you see my hand here? Do you see how justice was already in motion? How her own fear betrayed her before her plan could unfold? She believed she was clever. She thought she was invincible, but fear distorted her mind. Panic seized control of her steering wheel. And the very trap she set for you became the snare that ensnared her instead. Remember what is written in Psalm 7:15. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it. The trouble they create will return upon their own head. And that's precisely what occurred, my child. She fell into the very pit she dug for you. The pit she fashioned with her own hands consumed her whole. But listen carefully. This is not the conclusion of the story. Because what I am about to share with you next will disclose how she never should have experienced this accident and how the prison that now awaits her was foretold long before her car ever crashed. My child, do you see it now? When her car failed to start the very first time, that was not mere chance. That was my hand intervening. And when the engine faltered again on that dark and desolate road, that was not a coincidence either. It was my voice softly urging, turn back. Stop. Do not walk this path. Yet, pride can be deafening and greed can cloud one's vision. She chose to disregard my warning. She silenced my voice. She hardened her heart. Consequently, the path she selected could only lead to ruin. Yes, my child, her obstinacy led her directly into the trap she believed she had set for you. Now, she finds herself in a hospital bed, her body shattered, her spirit broken, fighting for life with each shallow breath. But pay close attention. If she survives, judgment is still in store for her. Not just the judgment of the law, nor merely the cold iron shackles of a prison cell, but the judgment of my hand, for I am the Lord, and I will not allow the snares laid against you to succeed. I will not permit the evil spoken against you to rise and stand. For it is written in Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. This promise, my child, is your inheritance from me. This is the protection I place over you. Justice belongs to me, and I have executed it right before your eyes. The trap intended for your downfall turned into the pit that consumed her entirely. The weapon forged against your name was shattered before it could ever reach you. So, remember this day. Recall what I have accomplished. Because when I fight for you, no hand can overcome you. My beloved child, pay close attention to my voice speaking directly to your heart. You persevered through the hardest of times. Those dark moments when everything felt impossible. When the weight of the world pressed heavily on your shoulders. Do you remember those nights when you questioned if you could take another step? I provided you with the strength to endure that. At times, you may not have even realized it was me. That inexplicable resilience that propelled you forward was my hand upon you. When your circumstances changed, many abandoned you and dismissed you. They turned away, doubted your potential, and disregarded your dreams. However, I perceived something unique. I recognized my warrior in training. Not only did you withstand the storm, but you also thrived within it. While others sought refuge, you learned to dance amidst the rain. You uncovered strengths you never realized you possessed. Emotional, spiritual, and mental resilience forged in the fires of hardship. You are exceptional. I did not mold you to blend in. I designed you to shine. Your individual journey, your specific calling, your remarkable purpose. These were not mere coincidences. They were part of my plan. Now, I am ready to reward your faithfulness. I am about to elevate you to heights you never imagined possible. Embrace it in my name. Your breakthrough is on the horizon. My beloved child, listen as my heart speaks directly to yours in this sacred moment. For every challenge, every tear, and every struggle, I am granting you double honor, double joy, and double blessings. Can you grasp this divine arithmetic? Your suffering is not unnoticed by me. I have been gathering every tear, documenting every sleepless night, witnessing every moment when you thought you couldn't continue. Where you once faced rejection, you will now be celebrated. Those doors that closed in your face. Those voices that said no. Those individuals who overlooked you, watch as I change the narrative. The very ones who dismissed you will be astonished by your transformation. Where you experienced loss, I am bringing restoration. What the enemy took, what circumstances stripped away, what time seemed to diminish, I am restoring it all, multiplied. The very place of your suffering will transform into the site of your greatest testimony. Your deepest wounds will become your most potent weapons. Your scars will narrate stories of my faithfulness that will bring healing to others. You will no longer walk in shame. You will no longer bear the weight of past troubles. Release those burdens now. They are no longer yours to carry. Instead, you will celebrate the blessings I have prepared for you. I am pouring out endless joy upon you. Not merely a fleeting relief, not just a momentary blessing, but a joy that will endure and remain unshaken. Your time of abundance has started. My dear child, pause everything and pay attention to what I am about to share with you. Trust me, I am preparing you for a breakthrough like you have never experienced before. This is not just another moment of motivation. This is a heavenly proclamation. Behind the scenes, I have been arranging events, aligning situations, and placing individuals in your path. The breakthrough that is on its way to you will take your breath away. You are stepping into the start of a brand new season. Sense that change in the atmosphere. That's the old season fading away and the new one coming to life.